And welcome everyone to another one of these little things we call Technolives. How are we all?
Tired.
Yeah,
I'm going to just put it out there. I might as well just be blunt about it. Tired, I think, is the best word today.
yeah, we're both tired. I'm afraid. So, it's been one of those days, and Mac's updating, and Windows is updating, and here's something cool, Dan. I was in a school today.
Yes, that is exciting.
It is exciting. We've been stuck outside schools for the pandemic, and it's so great to be back and actually teaching properly and not over Zoom or Teams.
Zoom or Teams. Especially, I mean, as you know, Jack, I've been back in schools for, well, I know our so for those of you who, would like a bit about what Technocamps is, I suppose, a little kind of like background to what we are. We are essentially a, I suppose, project, aren't we, Jack? More than anything else.
Yeah. And
we have hubs all over Wales. So Jack's hub has been doing different things to my hub, and so
we do it better, of course.
Well, I mean, that's disputable, Jack.
No, you're meant to defend yourself.
I mean, I'm up in Bangor, and we've been doing lots of school visits for a while, which has been amazing. Being back in the classroom, whereas Jack, you've only recently started down in Swansea, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's only been the past couple of weeks. But if you're interested in getting Technocamps into your school to take you out of, something dull like double maths and, do cool computer sciencey stuff, let your teachers know. Twist their arm and see if you can get them to book Technocamps. It is also completely free, which is nice.
Disclaimer, please don't physically twist your teacher's arm.
No, that's very bad. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I think that could lead to more than Technocamps just turning up. I think there would probably be a policeman instead. So
yeah. Going onwards. Let's quickly mention the weather, as is tradition. It's terrible.
Oh, awful.
And I think the word we need a word of the day feature or something. I think tempestuous.
Oh yes.
No, yeah, because that's one thing I did actually want to bring up the weather today, because I rearranged my home office. So if you hear a sort of ghost in the background, it's not a ghost; it's the wind attacking the windows.
Ah, I see.
So I've got a pillow stuffed in the window, so hopefully that'll stop it. But
that'll hopefully stop it. I mean, I will say the same thing, but I'm of course in a university building. But the university building, if you do hear some kind of, I have noticed there can occasionally be a draft and the occasional knock from the wind. So if again, same rules apply here. It is not a ghost. Well, it might be.
Well, I was going to say, you're in a really dusty library. It looks like the restricted section of Hogwarts, so one of the books might be screaming.
No, you are right. It does look like the restricted section of Hogwarts in here, which is kind of cool in one way, but yes, it may contain Sir Nearly Headless Nick. Other ghosts are available.
Yeah. So yeah. Speaking of weird things, I thought I'd bring up the topic today. We're going to be looking at a little bit of glitch art,
which is new and unusual.
Yeah. Have you heard of glitch art before?
I haven't, so this is a new one for me.
Well, let's start nice and simply with the thumbnail.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, you're having a peek behind the curtains. So every day, every time we do a Technolive, I make a thumbnail. Oh, Photoshop's always shouting at me. And I do it like this, and yeah, we've got something weird going on with this thumbnail. It looks a bit funky over here. It looks like a cross between a badger and a lightning storm.
Interesting. There we go. Okay, live stream is caught up, so I can actually see it now.
Yeah, and I've got another image here, which is a little bit of glitch art I've done before in my own time. Can you guess what this is, Dan?
Stand by for stream catching up. and I will try.
Whilst we're waiting for Dan to have a guess at that, I will be using Photoshop today, which is quite pricey. However, there are free alternatives out there. There's a wonderful piece of free software called GIMP. There's also a website that's like a copy of Photoshop called photopea.com. So I'm going to be talking a lot about Photoshop today. Photopea will do it, and you don't have to pay a thing. So don't worry about that.
I'm struggling to tell what this is. It looks like something. Obviously, it's the same image repeated, but I cannot tell what the original image was.
Yeah, so it'll help if I zoom in a bit.
Yeah.
This was a photo of my friend navigating a boat underneath a bridge.
I was going to say a boat.
And you can see his trainers. Oh, I've zoomed in far too much into his trainers. But yeah, with a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of messing around, got something interesting.
I thought it looked like a boat, and I was going to say that.
Yeah. So this one I did on I did this on my phone actually. I did this on an app called Snapseed, which I can never say. I always end up saying Snapsneed. Yeah, there's an app called Snapseed. It's made by Google,
right.
And basically it's like Photoshop. You use it on your phone as well, and of course,
right.
Other pieces of software are all available. Use what works well for you.
Yeah.
So
that is a fetching trainer.
We're gonna have a go at doing some weird stuff, and I thought we'll start with one way that doesn't really require any software, and then we'll have a look at the other ways of getting effects a bit like this later.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let me click some magic buttons and shuffle across to my Windows computer. Ta-da! So yeah.
Let's. I'm still waiting here. We're still in Photoshop on your Mac. So.
Well, I'm gonna zoom in on all the desktop icons because I've got some interesting desktop icons here. I've got 4 images on my desktop, and these are the images I'm going to be using today. It's just random ones I found on my hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 from Wallace and Gromit, and one of a lovely pizza I made about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. I'm on there. I'm on the desktop.
Yeah, so we're going to be messing around with these images. Mm-hmm. You'll have to, if you're trying this at home, you'll have to grab an image yourself. I recommend just going on Google Images and finding something that makes you laugh. And for me, it's always Wallace just looking at his cheese. And then, oh no, there's no cheese. I often feel that when I look in the fridge. But yeah, we're going to be messing around with these and seeing if we can glitch them up a bit.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So the reason I've gone over to Windows is because more people have Windows, and thus more people have Notepad. So,
yes.
What would you typically use Notepad for, Dan?
Oh, now this is an interesting question. Notepad, I rarely use for actually anything, to be honest. I haven't used Notepad in a very long time. Generally because I know you could, I suppose, you could write some kind of programming scripts in there sometimes, couldn't you, really?
You can, and that's kind of what Notepad's meant for. Notepad is meant to be a very simple program that can open up any kind of text data. So you use it for editing text files or editing .md files or very simple JavaScript or Python. And it's been around for ages. Notepad's been in Windows since like Windows 98. And the thing is, we're going to open these in Notepad. So hang on. How can we open an image in something that's built for text?
This is a good question.
A good question. Let's see what it looks like. I'm gonna click one. Do you want Wendelin, Wallace, or Pizza?
I would like Wallace looking disappointed, please.
Disappointed Wallace coming up. I'm gonna right-click on this one. And normally you'd open it and it'd open in whatever your computer uses to see images. Or you might edit it in Paint. If I just click Edit there, chances are it would open straight in Notepad. Or if I click Open With, I might have an option there. If neither of those work, what you have to do is you have to go Open With, choose another app, and then you have to find Notepad on your computer somewhere. So, yeah, I could open it with Notepad here. And if you do that, you can click OK and it'll open with Notepad just fine. I'm not going to use Notepad today. I'm going to use Notepad++, which is very similar to Notepad, but it's just much nicer and I can zoom in easier. So I'm just using that to make it easier for everyone to see. I'm not using it because of other reasons.
Well, Notepad++ is the computer scientist's Notepad, really, isn't it?
Oh, very much so, yeah. And there's a reason I'm doing this on Windows, because Notepad++ is only available on Windows.
Mm-hmm.
You can use TextEdit on Mac as well, I think.
Oh, TextEdit is the Mac notebook, really. Notepad, sorry.
I'm just going to open it with whatever text editor, so it could be Notepad or it could be Notepad++. And looks like we've broken it.
Oh, excellent.
Let me zoom in a bit here. So this is what an image looks like when you try to read it as text rather than reading it as an image. And it's just a jumble and out, isn't it?
Stand by.
It's just mad. Like, there's the trademark symbol, you got weird letters, you got lots of nulls and STX and DLE and all these weird blocky characters.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jack. That is completely understandable.
Is it? Is it?
Anyway, yeah, absolutely.
So what's going on here is everything on a computer is stored in binary as zeros and ones.
Mm-hmm.
And only by the file extension, the bit that comes after the name of the file, do we know how to read those zeros and ones. So if you've got a file called, I don't know, cats.txt, that is a text file, and it's going to be read as a text file.
Yes.
It's still zeros and ones, but it's understood that that's all going to be text.
Mm-hmm.
Images are the same. They're still zeros and ones, but they're not designed to be read as text. So what's happening here is Notepad is reading the zeros and ones and turning that into text rather than reading it as pixels. So all this text here, that's actually your image.
It
and
is.
You can scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. So that tiny image of Wallace looking disappointed is about 10,000 lines long.
It is.
And if you had an even larger image, you might be getting into 50,000, 100,000 lines of gubbins, basically. And this is where the cool part happens. Have you ever asked yourself, what happens if I just take this and mess around with it?
I'm going to assume that if you were to take it, edit it, mess it around, save it, and then try and reopen the image, even if it was just the teeniest, tiniest character change, would it completely corrupt the file, thus not allowing you to look at Wallace looking disappointed ever again?
Well, that's the tricky balance here, because that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to mess around with this. We're going to delete sections. We're going to copy and paste sections. We're going to rewrite sections, and hopefully, we're not going to damage it too much, so we can still open the file. However, if you do a lot of editing, you might end up damaging the file so you can't read it.
I'll just point out briefly, if there's a dinging coming through, it's just it's an iMessage that I'm receiving.
Texting on the job, are we?
I'm texting on the job. And I'm not actually texting on the job. I'm just receiving messages. Oh,
there's another one.
Apologies if it's going through on the stream, everybody.
But then again, no one watches their stream to see two professionals in action.
They are actually very important messages, so I'm half apologising, half not apologising.
I should apologise for something. I forgot to do something.
What have we forgotten?
We need to back up our images.
Oh yeah, of course.
I never want to lose Disappointed Wallace.
Well, no, we can't lose Disappointed Wallace.
No, exactly.
Oh, I feel, Jack, you should have Disappointed Wallace set as your desktop background, but either in Microsoft Stretch or Microsoft Tiled.
Well, remind me, we might do it at the end, because if I put it up now, it'll just be too confusing. We'll reach Critical Wallace.
My goodness.
But yeah. Editing these images will corrupt them, and you will lose the original image forever. So I'm going to actually copy and paste these. So,
but that's all you have to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a simple copy and paste.
Right-click, copy, and then right-click somewhere else, paste.
And then you'll have copy of 3.png.
Yeah, and then I've got them nicely backed up, so they're not... I'm not going to touch these ones on the right, I'm going to touch these ones here. So yeah, let's go back to Wallace and let's open up Wallace in Notepad. And yeah, pick a line between 1 and 10,000.
I'd like to go with 1,927.
Okay.
Specifically.
I'm finding it. Sorry if the screen's flashing a bit. Did you say 1,997?
And 27.
Oh, 27. Ugh. Very good year, 1927. No idea what happened. Oh, and you also picked the shortest line.
Oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, we'll see. Let's delete that line and see what happens.
Let's find out.
See if anything happens, or if too much happens, or if the whole thing breaks. So I've just deleted that line. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to file, save. And if I close it down again, let's see what's happened to Wallace. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so the image view I've got says sorry could not load.
Oh.
However, if I look at the thumbnail, which, is the bit that shows on the desktop, can you see how it's kind of taken off the top and made it all bluey and weird?
I will in just a moment.
So it has worked, it's just the image viewer I've got has not loaded it properly.
Oh yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Hang on, if I pop back to this for a second, I'm going to try and get another image viewer up to see if it's just that image viewer or whether it's, what's it word? Yeah, ever since I updated to Windows 10, I've not been able to view images properly.
Have you thought about, what are you going to do about Windows 11, Jack?
Okay, so this is me being completely biased. Don't listen to my advice. I'm going to avoid it.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not happy with how Windows 11 looks, but that's just a personal opinion.
I'm not going to lie, and maybe I'll be disgraced as a computer programmer for this, but I've not actually even looked at the previews for Windows 11 yet, and that is mainly because I'm mostly a Mac user.
Yeah. Well, you might like it then, because it's trying its hardest to be like a Mac.
Oh no, but that's the whole point, is that there's a distinction between the two. Oh, now everything's just becoming blurred lines. Oh no. Okay, let's not delve into that rabbit hole.
Let's not delve into that. I've managed to get it to be viewable. So the image editor the image viewer I was using was hiding it because it wanted to, it said, "Oh, you've corrupted this, so obviously you don't want to see it, do you?"
Yeah.
So I can't use that image editor. I'm going to have to use.
Too clever.
It was. I'm going to have to use something a little bit older, a little bit more stupid. I'm going to open it up in Paint.
I was going to say, is it MS Paint? Because everybody loves MS Paint.
Yeah, so I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to open with Paint. And you might have to experiment and play around to find one that will open it properly. But there we are. We've got a glitched-out Wallace.
MS Paint's the staple of everybody's childhood, really, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Although they did remove it, didn't they, after Windows 10?
Yeah.
Anyway, how do you like my glitched-out Wallace?
Stand by. I'm just waiting. Oh, here we go. Okay, you're going to open it with MS Paint now. The stream is catching up. Open with Paint. Here we go.
It's very damaged, shall we say.
Oh, dear. That one tiny line.
One tiny line, and it's just wiped out half the thing.
Wallace is gone.
Wallace is gone. Well, luckily we made backups, didn't we?
We did.
So, I'm going to give that another go, because it looks like I've edited too much from that one, and I've damaged it enough that it's broken.
Yes.
So I'm going to actually delete that one. And let's get another disappointed Wallace on the go.
I mean, if you... for those of you who are there, if you are editing that file and you left it open, Jack, would you still be able to do edit undo?
Oh, you could, yeah. Except I deleted it so it wouldn't undo. Oh well. We'll just do it on the copy this time.
There we go.
So yeah, let's instead of deleting something, let's just copy and paste a big chunk. I'm gonna go into the 5000s and let's just say, actually, let's go on a bit just in case, so we get more of the image. Let's just take that chunk, and I'm gonna copy and paste. Let's see what happens. Nothing might happen. Everything might happen. It looks promising.
PNG.
Ooh, okay. We've got a similar effect this time. I was hoping it's going to be a little bit different. Yeah, so we still got the corruption. And it's much further down the image now.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a bad VHS copy of A Grand Day Out with Wallace and Gromit.
I have a request.
Oh, yeah?
What would happen if we were to copy and paste the entire file?
Oh.
As in, so we'd copy the entire file and then paste it underneath, if you see what I mean. So copy...
Interesting.
So that there's two images in one file, effectively.
Well, we'll see. It is 10,000 lines. That might be too much to copy.
Oh, that might be a bit too much to handle.
If my computer catches on fire, I'll send you the bill.
Okay.
Okay, so I've copied everything. I've gone to line 10,711. I'm going to paste it again.
Oh, this is where the stream dies.
Let's click save and see what's happened. Oh, interesting. I don't think anything's happened, Dan.
Has it just kept it?
Yeah, it's perfectly normal file.
Interesting. See, that's interesting, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like there's a point where there's a limit to how you can't add more data to something that doesn't have that data.
Yeah. Interesting. I wasn't sure if it would kind of try and duplicate the image underneath, if you know what I mean. So kind of expand the image a bit so that there were two photos in one. But that's quite interesting that it's just basically done nothing. Well, there we go.
Yeah, I'll do one little more edit to this. And then I want to try something that I've not prepared. So, this looks like a really important chunk. Let's type in... I say the weather is really tempestuous today.
Our word of the day.
It's the word of the day. So I'll have that there, and then further up, I'll just say copy that chunk, delete that chunk, and pop this chunk down here. Yeah, go wild, basically. Click and drag everywhere, see what you get, and... Oh, we got another corruption.
I do remember as a child, actually, accidentally opening these files and having really sort of no idea what they were, what the purpose of them was. You know, just used to go, oh no, I've corrupted the computer, and then, which I think is a line that lots of people use mistakenly, really, isn't it? Corrupted. I've corrupted the computer. Oh,
the eyes are terrifying. Where they slide across the screen like that.
Okay, hang on, I'm only seeing... Oh, no.
Wallace is watching.
That is really terrifying.
But yeah. Cool. So, that's the Wallace file. And I could mess around with all the others. The Wendelin file will be really interesting to mess around with because of all the colours. See if we can mess up any colours or invert any colours. I'm going to do a little bit more of the same thing with my pizza picture.
Oh, right. Okay, good idea. Oh, I don't like this sliding, that the stream is catching up with the sliding, and I don't like that at all. I had looked away from my machine for 1 second.
And then bam, Wallace on your screen.
There was just Wallace.
So the pizza picture is not as glorious as Wallace. However, the pizza picture is a .jpeg, a .jpg, whereas the Wallace picture is a .png. And these are the two different file formats. So PNG is the portable network graphic, and JPEG is Joint Photographic Experts Group.
Now, generally, PNGs are... now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, because I might have completely misunderstood, as I often do. But PNGs, are they generally of a higher quality or not?
So that's why we've got two different formats, actually. PNGs are much better for editing and things like game design and making small little graphics with low resolutions and putting on websites. PNGs also have transparency. So they have bits that are see-through. JPEG, however, is built much for, proper real-life photos.
Right.
So if I were drawing a character, I'd make a PNG. But if I were taking a photo of a lizard, I would make it a JPEG.
Okay.
And, each different format's got different strengths. That's not... Why did I struggle on that word today? Of all words. Strengths. I can say tempestuous without an issue, but I can't say strengths.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to edit this JPEG and see if we get any other interesting effects. So let's edit with Notepad. Okay. Oh, well, first things first, we can see this one's got a whole lot of nulls at the start.
A lot of nulls. I'm waiting to find out. Hang on.
And also a really weird string of twos.
I'm about to say... Okay, we're about to...
Well, I know what my first edit is going to be. What happens if these are all sevens instead of twos? Let's see if that changes anything.
Right, I'm opening up with Notepad.
Yeah, I'm going to open
a lot of
this
nulls
one
and twos.
Ooh, okay. Changing from 2 to 7s was a bad mistake. Because I've absolutely destroyed the file. Like, it's not even showing a thumbnail now. Paint cannot read this file. It is not a valid bitmap file. Oh dear.
Oh no. You've really broken it, Jack.
Okay, so never change the 2s. Okay,
oh
luckily
my.
we got our backup though, so I'm just going to copy and paste the backup. Let's edit with Notepad again. Okay, so much the same thing. Oh my goodness.
What have you done?
I'm finding some very interesting parts. So you actually start to recognize some real words in here. Like up here we had trigger scene change, monitor algo, things like that. Oh, and a long line of nulls. That's a very long line.
We're scrolling. Oh boy, there's a lot of.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing the mess that you've just seen.
So that's the very interesting thing, actually. That is the... You can actually see, just by looking at the text version of the data, start to see the difference between JPEG and PNG. So I just deleted a whole chunk of that. Let's see how broken it is. Oh, it's fully broken.
You fully killed it.
Yeah. No, can't even read the file. Okay, I think I know what's happening, actually. I think I'm editing too far up the page.
So we need to go lower.
I think I need to go lower. A lot of these file formats will have all the information of how to read the actual file itself at the top of it. It's often called the header or the data header.
Yes.
Or the metadata. If I go much closer down to the bottom, then maybe I'll find some data that's not to do with reading the file, but actually to do with what's in the file.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because, so for those of you, I guess, who have done things like Python programming, if you want to use a library in your Python program, you have to put that right at the top of the file. Otherwise, if you try and start using it, say, or trying to use something, I don't know, let's think about the random library. If you wanted to use random.randint or something like that, and you were trying to use it on, say, line 5, but you import the library on line 7, Python's not going to understand what random.randint is it, Jack?
No. I've done a cool thing.
Okay.
So I deleted a big chunk out the bottom. And it's gone weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of cut off a bit and then squished the bottom on.
Oh, yes.
Hang on, let me get the original file and we'll have a little compare.
Oh, yes, I'm seeing it.
I'll open this one with
I must
paint as
admit,
well.
Jack, that looks like an incredibly tasty pizza.
Oh, thank you. It's a very secret recipe. I inherited from my dad, so I can't tell you.
Oh, trademarked.
Trademarked indeed. Yeah, that's the edited file. That's the original. In fact, that's so weird. I can't even tell where the new parts of this are coming from.
No, I can't figure it out.
Because there's a big dark patch here.
Yeah, what's that big dark patch about?
But over here, there is no dark patch.
Has it adjusted, perhaps? Oh, yes. It's obviously had an implication on the colour. Or the saturation or something.
Yeah. Oh, so weird.
That's really weird.
Let's mess it up some more, because that seems to work
Yes.
fine. And I've just opened Firefox by mistake. Oh, dear. Technical difficulties, blah, 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 blah. Back to normal. Yeah, weird. Okay, let's carry on messing it up. So that was me deleting a chunk. I'm going to try copying and pasting a chunk from the top. Or, around the middle.
Yeah.
I say around the middle, I'm actually on line... hang on, brain. 10,000. What? 11,000. Yeah, 11,000. 11,467. And I'm going to pop it in. There.
There we go.
And see if
I'm still seeing disappointed Wallace's eyes every time you flick back to desktop, and it is so disturbing.
Oh, okay. So I have made a tiny, tiny change here. So you've still got the weird sort of doubly thing at the bottom. But we now have got a really long line of brown.
Oh.
Yeah, there's just a big line of brown along the bottom.
I'm about to see it. Stand by.
That's the only difference.
Okay. Interestingly as well, the thumbnail isn't changing, is it?
No, I wondered that. The thumbnail looks completely untouched.
Oh, there's the brown.
Yeah. Okay, let's change some more. Let's go up to this line. Let's copy. I'm just going to copy a couple of thousand lines. Not too much. Let's go here and put that in. And let's go to here-ish. Just delete that. Don't like it anymore.
Just decided.
Delete that bit, see what happens.
Can I just say, Jack, I'm also appreciating the tidiness of your desktop and how everything, bar for your recycling bin, is shoved into one folder labeled desktop gubbins.
Desktop gubbins, yeah. It's like the junk drawer of life.
Yes.
You know, you got all those charging cables, and you can never remember what cable charges what. Where do they go? They go to the junk drawer.
They do.
Every house has one.
Oh, absolutely. From the phone that you purchased around 15 years ago, there is a charger in a drawer somewhere in your home.
Ooh. So, interesting things have happened, Dan.
Okay.
So we got a normal top half. Then we got a segment in the middle, which looks like it's been shifted left.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely gone left. It's also gone very pale blue.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. But it looks very high quality.
It does.
Still.
I'm not sure why. I can't tell you.
So we've got pale brown now instead of dark brown, which has enhanced its size. It's shifted part of it to the left, but not fully to the left. And also, it's only shifted part of the image. The rest of it's the same, but the other half is covered by, the other third, I should say, is covered by brown.
Yep. That's about it.
Well, this is an interesting outcome.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to start again on that one because I want to see if I can do stuff without getting the too much brown at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'd definitely say that JPEGs are more fun to edit over, more fun
absolutely.
to glitch over
We've had
PNGs.
there's been more fun with the JPEG than there has been with...
Not necessarily more fun, I'd say, because we get some interesting effects with the PNGs, but we definitely had more success.
Mm.
Hang on, I need to close down Notepad. There we are. Let's not save that. Let's edit this one. And yeah, again, I'm not going to touch the top bit, but I am just going to copy, let's say, this chunk. And then at random intervals, I'm going to replace big chunks with that chunk.
Okay.
See what happens. I think it's one of the few Technolives we've ever done where there is no predictable outcome, and we want that.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, other than... random maze generator, possibly, Jack.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I do like that one. So I'm just finding random bits to mess up.
We've been doing this a long time, Jack. Have you thought... I've just suddenly dawned on me, haven't we? These live streams, our Technolive. We have lots of videos.
We do.
I'm just thinking about maze generator. I thought, gosh, that feels like a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to bring up. I'm thinking about this is the most boring, mundane thing ever. But I'm thinking about taking the dates off the name titles.
Oh, so what? We just have Technolive dash.
Well, I'm wondering if it's a good idea to go to episodes.
Ooh.
Because it's really hard to look through a long list of dates.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to look through a list of numbers.
Well, how about we check how many videos we've got, and then when we reach the next major milestone...
Ooh, I like that.
We could start from that point, unless we're kind of very far away from it. You know, we could just start with that and go be like, oh, episode 125 of Technolive.
We do need to do a count up. It'll be or maybe that's my homework for the week. I think.
Count the Technolive. Are we going to include the pre-joint together ones, though? Is the question. I suppose so.
Probably have to look into it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the most disappointing thing has happened.
Have we lost?
I just made it beige.
Oh, the whole thing is now beige. Oh no.
No, you get the rolling pin and the cheese grater.
Oh, but the rest of the pizza is just not existent now.
My pizza has been eaten by the corruption.
Oh dear. Oh, I'm seeing it.
One thing I do want to zoom in on is what's going on here, where the beige...
Oh, it's kind of squiggly.
Yeah, it's not a flat line. We've got these random pixels that have gone a bit...
I'm wondering, have you maybe encroached slightly on the next line of code?
Maybe. Interesting. Yeah, well, you never know, and we can't predict this. I'm sure there's a very clever professor who can tell you exactly what's going on. But yeah. Oh, I'm a bit disappointed with that one. I'll have just one more crack at it, see what we get. Oh, if only we could copy and paste pizza like this in real life.
It's beige with some kind of pattern in it. It's like the wallpaper of a home from the 1980s.
Yeah, that's interesting. What causes the pattern, I wonder? Anyway, I'm just going to delete stuff from this one. I'm not going to paste anything. I'm just going to delete random chunks of it. And not too large chunks either. And what I might do, down nearer the bottom, I might give a little bit of a gap. Might delete half a line rather than a full line. See if that changes things. Because I think deleting a full line... Well, I don't know. That's the thing.
No one knows.
No one knows. I'm hoping none of this random gobbledygook is spelling out any rude words.
Well, I've not seen any rude words thus far, so I think we're okay.
Well, given the nature of randomness, there is bound to be, with all the millions upon billions of images, sent over the internet, there's bound to be one image out there, probably of a duck or, someone's screenshot of their homework. That probably, when you look at the data, has a rude letter in it or rude word.
Oh, most definitely. Completely by accident, of course.
If you got 1,000 million monkeys on typewriters, then one of them's going to write Shakespeare.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, here's the effect I was looking for.
Okay.
My pizza's gone a bit wibbly, Dan.
I'm braced.
So we've practically got a whole rainbow going on. So it's perfectly normal at the start, then it goes orange, and it goes through to the reds, then back to orange, then yellow, and then into greeny blue.
Well, this is exciting. I'm looking forward to this one now. Here we go.
Yeah, it's wild, actually.
My goodness.
And look, my pizza's been cut up and shifted over to the left and right and all sorts.
That's a piece of modern art right there.
Exactly, and that's why I call it glitch art.
And somehow, throughout this whole thing, the editing, the ruthlessness, the cheese grater has survived.
Oh,
and it's still there.
That cheese grater is my nemesis. Look, I bought that cheese grater when I was, 18, 19?
Right.
And I used it for about the second time, grating, believe it or not, a piece of cheese onto some pizza.
Right.
I'm not obsessed with pizza, honest. And my finger slipped, and it took a chunk out of my knuckle.
Ooh, nasty.
And yeah, ever since then, I've had a really big scar on my right finger.
So
and
this is it's
literally,
you.
It took a little, pea-sized shape of skin out my knee, out my finger. So
Goodness.
that cheese grater is my nemesis. It is.
This is why it's tormenting you in the image.
Well, that's why I chose this image, not for the nice pizzas, to, get my own back at this grater.
Except it's somehow surviving.
Yeah. Anyway. Sorry for the graphic description of my cheese grater-based accident. But yeah, we've got some interesting art. I think that one's definitely a keeper, that one.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure with a little bit more messing around, we could get Wallace in an interesting state.
I wonder if the thumbnail read code is somewhere at the top of the file, and that's why we're seeing the thumbnail remain the same despite the image being very different.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll copy and paste it, and that'll force it to make a new thumbnail.
Oh, good idea.
Oh, Windows, you're cheeky. Yeah, I have no idea why the thumbnail is perfectly normal, but the image is all corrupted.
I see we've zoomed in on Wallace's eyes again. I've just noticed that. Oh, no.
Wallace always watches. Anyway.
Oh, no.
So that's messing around with the actual sort of data of the image. The other one I wanted to show you, which I'm not going to go too much into because it's more of a creative thing. It's more of you decide which bits are going to be glitchy. Sorry, I'm going to have a big cough. I'm going to mute myself for it. There we are. I do apologize. Sorry, I do apologise, everyone. I think I just inhaled a bit of dust or something.
Did you mute yourself on OBS?
Oh, I mute myself on the stream. You heard full blast of it, Dan.
Oh, I was going to say, because I thought you might have just missed it before it was too late.
Oh, no, you got full blast. Hopefully no one at home heard that.
No, hopefully. I don't think... it should be fine then.
Anyway, I'm going to dip back into my Mac. Remember that there is a website that will do Photoshop stuff, for free, basically. So you don't have to go through this. The reason I'm doing it on Photoshop is because I've got it, and it's working for once. Yes. So I'm going to make it work for me. And yeah, I've loaded in my other pictures. Wendeline, Wallace, disappointed Wallace, and pizza. And this is where things get a little bit interesting. So, Photoshop has been around for donkey's years. Since, at least the... not early 2000s, maybe? It's been around for a while. It might be even older, actually. Oh, anyway, that's beside the point. What Photoshop and things like Photoshop have done very recently is they started adding AI as a tool. Which is really cool.
And we looked at this last week.
Yeah. Although you're talking about video game AI, this is very much the other definition of AI. The kind of weird neural net, machine learning stuff.
Oh boy. Yes.
Trouble is, it's all a bit of a buzzword. So it makes, no one really knows if this is proper AI, artificial intelligence, or whether it's a very clever algorithm that someone's designed and then called AI to get more people funding it. But one of the things that Photoshop does that's kind of cool is it's got a way of painting in things that it thinks it should be there.
Right.
So, for example, if I want to paint out the wool, if I use the right tool, I could get it to replace the wool with what it thinks should go behind the wool.
That is very clever.
It is very clever. Trouble is, I'm not very good at Photoshop. So I can tell you how to do that nicely, but what I can tell you is there are some really funky tools that will let you do weird stuff. So one of them is the spot healing brush. and it looks like a plaster. And again, this is available over on Photopea as well, over on the left-hand side. So you don't have to pay for anything. But yeah, let's just try and, well, paint out the wool, see what happens. It tries to colour it out. Tries to replace it with what it thinks is behind. And we get this weird thing. Sort of a blob of I don't know.
I'm just waiting for...
So, to get this kind of weird glitchy effect, I thought, why don't we just start painting things out at random and see what happens?
Okay.
So I'm just going to paint around, all around Wendoline. See what Photoshop makes of it. Or it's thinking about it.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'm just waiting to find out. It's coming through. It's coming through, and I'm dreading this already.
Oh, I'm not going to sleep tonight, Dan.
Oh, hang on. Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, that's already a winner. I don't need to do anything else to that.
Why would it think this?
Oh, you want to paint out the background? Let's replace it with 4 copies of Wendoline and a load of hands.
But why would it assume that it wants... that you want the thing that you're trying to keep in the image in the background?
Well, that's the thing. This tool is meant for really, really sort of small changes. So, for example, if you've got a bit of dirt on your camera lens, you're meant to just sort of paint that out and it fixes it. It's not meant to paint out half the thing. So, we get weird stuff like this.
Have you got a copy of Gwendoline available where we could get rid of Gwendoline and see what it does?
Ooh, yeah, hang on. I'm actually going to save that one.
Yeah, no, save it. Absolutely.
Just because you never know. Yeah, I'll just save that one. Oh, I don't want to replace it. I'm just going to call it Help.
Yes, I think that's a valid name.
There we are. And then I'll be able to undo it and it won't affect anything. So you want me to paint out Wendoline?
Yeah, just Wendoline.
Okay.
And then see...
I'm going to try and do it kind of neatish. Oh, thinking about it. Oh! Okay, I'm going to undo that because I misclicked. So I didn't get the full effect.
Okay.
I accidentally hit right click by mistake. Oh, Photoshop's thinking about it. Interesting. So it has kind of built its own background.
Right, okay.
And you can kind of see where it's been building it from. So it's brought the pink wool in the middle. It's brought the yellow wool from over on the left. It's brought the little bit of the white wool from the top and a little bit of the green wool. And it's tried to make the shelves work whole.
Yeah. Hang on, it's just coming through now.
And if I paint a little bit more, I can actually fix the shelves. Maybe not there.
Oh, it has done a job.
It's interesting.
It's
not... it gives you a lot to work with if you were trying to remove someone from a photo. But yeah, that's really interesting. There's one thing I've wanted to try. I'm going to try painting out the whole thing.
Oh, good idea.
So I'm going to turn my brush up to maximum.
Oh, no.
So that's size 400. I'm going to go up to size 5000. And I'm just going to colour in the whole photo. Oh, it didn't like it, Dan.
They didn't like it.
So it needs at least some original stuff that's untouched.
Ah, okay.
So let's just try.
What if you just left Wendellin's face?
Oh, good idea. Well, I've just done this instead, so we'll see what happens here.
Okay.
I was thinking about it. My computer's getting very hot.
Is it?
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's just do Wendellin's face. I think that's a better shout. So yeah, let's... I'm not even going to do it neatly.
No.
This is when I wish I'd plugged in my graphics tablet so I don't have to do this with the mouse. Painting with a mouse is very tricky, at least I find. Oh dear, I don't like the... Oh, it's a spinning beach ball. We got a spinning beach ball down.
Oh no.
Oh, spinning beach ball has stopped. Oh. Oh!
Oh no.
Oh, that's worse. It's bad. It's very, very bad.
Is it very bad?
My apologize. Yeah, I'm so sorry to anyone who's gonna experience nightmares tonight.
Oh, I'm seeing the rainbow wheel of death. And I'm braced for what's
I'm gonna get this off screen as fast as possible because it's not good.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
I don't want to see this ever again. There are bits of her teeth. I mean, I just don't want to see. Oh no.
That's something I never need to see again.
No, do not explore that. That's
No.
a PNG.
Before, just to sort of round up in the last couple of minutes, there are other tools as well that kind of do the same thing. One of the interesting ones is this tool here, which is called the healing brush. So the way the healing brush is meant to work is you're meant to choose a part of the screen. So let's choose this wool here. So I've chosen that wool. And wherever you paint, it's going to paint that image. So I could turn her hair into wool.
Interesting.
If I selected, I don't know, this blue bit up here, I could start painting parts of it. Oh, it's just gone blurry. Oh. But yeah, you can mess around and select different areas. And, you know, just get interesting effects. And I've just kind of made this a wool shop nightmare. So that one's interesting, but it gets even more interesting if you use it in a different mode. So this is in sampled mode. That means it's taking a sample of what's already there, of what's already in the image. There's also pattern mode, where you can select a certain pattern for it to use, and you can kind of make things kind of patterned when they shouldn't be.
Right.
So if I change it to grass mode, I can start changing the background to a kind of wool shop mixed with a lawn. Where we get this, it looks a little bit like cake sprinkles.
Hang on, let me have a look.
Which is alright. But if you combine that with other effects, like I can even change the pattern. You know, I can make, you know, kind of more glitchy stuff. Let's see what options we have for trees. Oh, that's literally just a tree. That is not what I expected. So yeah, I could turn this wool shop into sort of colourful trees.
Many possibilities available.
Endless disco fun. Trees. Endless fun. Yeah. So, it's all a bit of... Oh, hello. that's kind of, yeah, fair enough. I can see what you come with that. But it gets even funnier when we change the modes. That's normal mode. I could change it to multiply mode. Where we kind of make Wendelin is now camouflaged as a chameleon. Or if I go back to, let's say, whatever this texture is. Wendelin is trees. Then there's screen. No idea what screen does. Something. Ooh, that's a bit creepy. But yeah, there's so many options. And I've clicked the wrong button. Well, with that, I think that's pretty much the end from us.
Yeah, it's 5:30 already.
It's 5:30, yeah. And, well, there's not really much else to do other than say goodbye.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again.
I hope you enjoyed. I hope you managed to make some really interesting glitch art. Oh, go on then. A quick finale. Not the pizza. Disappointed Wallace. You're going to get glitched. Okay, and with glitched out Wallace, I bid you all a very fond evening. Stay tuned again. Good night, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.